To get a better view of how the state's housing deficit is pushing home values to new heights, KPCC's Leo Duran joins us. Leo, hi.
Hey there, A.
All right, so this is the story of one neighborhood. Which neighborhood is it?
It's the only part of LA that was in the top 10 competitive markets in the whole country for 2016, West Adams. That's according to the website Redfin. And this is the neighborhood that straddles the 10 in between USC and Culver City.
So how hot was this neighborhood?
So here are a couple of the metrics Redfin used. 2/3 of the homes on the market there went for over asking price. And the median number of days a home stayed on the market, what's the date today, the 13th?
13th, yeah.
Okay, so by now, if that home went onto the market on January 1st, it would be gone by now.
Dang.
Yeah, just 12 days.
Wow. Now, is it surprising for the people that already live there?
Well, I actually wanted to find that out. So I traveled out there on the Expo train earlier this week for a tour, and I met with somebody who's lived and worked there for decades.
My name's Natalie Neath. I've lived in West Adams since 1986.
She's also a realtor. Natalie's helped to sell and buy hundreds of homes in the neighborhood, but in the last several years, she says, the market's gotten really hot. One of the big reasons West Adams is a destination, it's actually a recent change to the neighborhood, and it's how I got there. The Expo line, which opened almost 5 years ago.
So it's a great boon for people who maybe work in Culver City or they work, on the west side. They can live here where it's much more affordable and they get a larger house for the money and have great transportation to get across town.
We then hopped into Natalie's car so she can show me her neighborhood.
And I could drive down the street and say, I sold that one, I sold that one.
First, we passed by some lovely one-story homes along a wide street.
So look at this. These are great little bungalows. They're still decorated for Christmas on that one. But charming little houses, and these are typically 1,000 to 1,500 square feet.
We kept driving and crossed over to the 10 to the northern side of West Adams. Now, when she said earlier that you can get a larger house for the money, here, she's not kidding. Many of the homes she pointed out, they're big. There were craftsman homes. I saw one Victorian-style home that looked like it maybe had 4 bedrooms.
It's probably maybe 5 bedrooms. A typical standard garden variety house in West Adams is usually a 4-bedroom house.
But most were jaw-dropping. It's the kind of neighborhood where kids taking a look at the houses would instinctually know, oh, that one's ripe for trick-or-treating. West Adams has its fair share of ties to Hollywood, too. The home from the TV show 6 Feet Under is here.
Okay, this was Marvin Gaye's house that he bought for his father, where his father shot him. And I've sold this one twice.
There's also a really rich history to the area, Natalie tells me.
West Adams, I think, was really the original suburbs of the city. When the original Pueblo was established downtown.
She also says that back in the late 1940s, the Supreme Court struck down racial covenants. Those were laws that prevented minorities from buying homes in certain areas. With that law off the books, those families came to live in neighborhoods like West Adams, and their descendants are still there today.
This is really interesting. This White House belonged to people that moved here in the late 40s. They were part of the Supreme Court class action case that defeated the racial covenants.
West Adams is entering a new chapter in its history, though, being a hot real estate market. Natalie's expert take on it, it's because of the boom of tech workers in Silicon Beach, and fierce competition for West Side homes near their jobs is just too much for them.
People that work there can't afford to live there because, to get a tiny little house is going to cost you over $1 million, and you can get so much more, as I said, for your money here, and you're not that far away.
To be fair, she says, West Adams has had periods when its popularity ebbs and flows, like the traffic on the 10 that bisects it. But what's happening now is unlike anything she's ever seen. Like those bungalows she first showed me.
Those would have been 5 years ago, probably maybe 300,000.
And they're how much again
now? At least 650.
So to her, there are signs everywhere that the neighborhood is changing. In fact, the opening of one particular store already tells her that there's no turning back.
Well, the Holy Grail is Trader Joe's. Everybody wants Trader Joe's, and West Adams is going to get a Trader Joe's.
Realtor Natalie Neath adds that while it's not the West Adams she first moved to in the mid-1980s, it's really exciting for her to see what might happen next.
The entire center of the city is being discovered by people who, just like you, never knew it was here. And, that's only a good thing.